Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Rolling Conversations with our Paralympic debutants. We've been really excited waiting for this conversation. Of course, both of our debutants from quarantine, coming to you from quarantine tonight. So we welcome Jess Cronje and Luke Bailey to welcome Rolling Conversations. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
It's great to have you on, and we're just so thrilled that you're both in the green and gold and you've had that experience in Tokyo. So we're going to talk about that tonight. We welcome everyone who's watching online as well, and please send us your questions for both Jess and Luke. And also we're going to have a couple of mystery questioners come in. So a surprise for you, Jess and Luke. You don't know who we're going to welcome in at about the halfway mark. So we look forward to that as well. But let's start, and I might start, Jess, with you. First of all, where are you coming to us from tonight? Where are you quarantining?
In Menangle. I'm at home on the farm. So I'm not in a hotel like Luke and a few others. I'm at home on the farm because I've got plenty of space.
Yeah, nice. So you've got the home cooked meals going on back there at home, and poor old Luke is putting up with the hotel food.
Yeah, good old quarantine food.
There you go. Hey, so congratulations to you both for being Paralympians. That in itself is a wonderful achievement, and we're so proud of you guys from our community. Jess, can I start with you, just for those who may not know your story? Whereabouts are you from originally, and how did you get involved in wheelchair sport?
So originally I'm from Menangle, small country town, and I started in athletics. That was my first sport, and then I went to a wheelchair sports camp, and one of my friends suggested that I tried wheelchair basketball, and then as soon as I got in, I didn't want to stop.
And did you take to the sport straight away? Had you played any basketball before?
No, I loved basketball, but the running part didn't agree with me. So I think the hardest part for me was, like everyone, pushing and turning the chair and trying to figure out my coordination of how to move forward and how to turn left and how to turn right.
Well, I'd love to talk to you more about that as well as we go through, and we'll talk about the Blues, of course, the Metro Blues who you play with, and a whole bunch of other stuff, particularly as it relates to Tokyo. Luke, how about you, mate? Where are you from? There's a lot of chat about your postcode and some people from your local area. Whereabouts were you born, though?
I was born in Wingham, so 2 hours north from Newcastle, a little country town. So I've just recently moved to Newcastle 2 years ago. So that's where all my postcodes coming out from David. So, started there and then came to Newcastle, I think 12 years ago to meet Kurt, and then got involved in my sport, hopped in his racing chair, done a couple of laps on the old Fernley track and loved it. And haven't stopped since. So 12 years later.
And I recall a part of your story, Luke, I think, tell me if I'm right, was that your family ran a basketball stadium. Was that right?
No, we didn't run it. Kerry Mason, who used to live in Taree Wingham area, he used to run it, and I used to go in there and play. And then I took over his spot when he got sick, and I just took over his little job, being a basketball coach before the disability kids up there.
Okay. Yeah, right. And Jess, you nodded there. Is Terry Mason a name that's known to you as well?
Yes. Yeah, when I first started, yeah.
It's certainly a name that I've heard a lot about. I must say I don't know Terry's story, so I'll have to ask around and find out a bit more about Terry. In fact, one of our mystery guests may know something about Terry, so we'll ask that person when they come on. So, look, how are you enjoying Newcastle then? Is it, the big smoke? You getting on well?
Yeah, Newcastle is good. It's a lot better than Taree Wingham area. There's no athletics track there, so it's good to be closer to training, and everyone's friendly there, and a lot closer to my coach as well, instead of traveling a couple of hours each week just for training. But yeah, Newcastle, I think, is my home for the rest of my life, so it's good.
And how great for you to have that experience of meeting Kurt Fernley as a young bloke, and one of our greatest ever Paralympians, and just a terrific bloke and a much loved member of our community. Pretty special to have that relationship with Kurt.
Yeah, it's good to have a good relationship with him. We get along real well. We always have a chat. He even gave me a little call before I left and went to Tokyo. So it was good. Like he's real supportive of us in Newcastle, and yeah, he's one of the best athletes I like, or I know of as well.
Yeah, indeed. Hey, Jess, who were your heroes growing up then in sport? Did you have people that you looked up to and aspired to be like?
I did. I was really excited because just before I left for Tokyo, I think it was the week before, I got a phone call from Kurt Fernley asking how I was going and, congratulating me and sort of offering his support as to if I needed anything, advice, just to, contact him anytime. So that meant a lot for me, for being a new Paralympian, to having someone, take the time to encourage me.
Yeah, I'm sure. So we got a message there from your mum saying New South Wales Juniors held a camp at Taree with Terry. We met Luke as a little tacker. So there you go. You guys go way back.
Wow, there you go.
And g'day to Tony Saul as well, watching on from Queensland there. G'day, Tony. It's great to see you. Tell us about that moment where you get the phone call and you find out you're going to be a Paralympian. Jess, I might start with you. Do you remember where you were when you got the call?
Yes, I do. It was, we're at the AIS. So I got told in person. We found out at the end of our final selection camp. And it's funny because I'd imagined it over and over in my head of how, exactly how it would happen, where everybody was sitting, what I'd say, what they'd say. And what actually happened was not how I planned it, but it was just as special. So we were just at the AIS in the Centre of Excellence in the middle of the court. I went over and sat in front of the three coaches on a white plastic chair. And yeah, it was pretty much, talking about how I went at the camp and that congratulations, we're taking you to Tokyo. And it took me like a split second to realize, what it meant. Yeah, I cried.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I was so happy. I started crying and it was really embarrassing. But yeah, everyone was just so happy and encouraging. And then
I'm sure. Who do you call then, Jess? Who at that point, like, do you get the opportunity to ring some people and let them know?
I did. So I had Jana Meisens, our NSWIS coach, was there. And as I was coming across the court, she came over, and gave me a hug and said congratulations and stuff. And then I told one of my friends that's on the New South Wales Juniors team, Marianne Latu. And then after that, then I spoke to my mum and told her. She was pretty proud.
I'm sure.
I was excited to tell her.
Well, I mean, many in our community will know your mum, Chris, and the enormous contribution she makes to wheelchair basketball more broadly, particularly through the Metro Blues. But, your mum's a much loved member of our community as well. And we know how much that would have meant to your mum as well. So what a moment that would have been. Luke, what about you, mate? Now, with regard to your announcement, I was actually jumped the gun, didn't I? We were at a lunch together at Newcastle Permanent Charitable Foundation, who are wonderful partners of Wheelchair Sports New South Wales ACT, and we're going to embark on growing wheelchair basketball up in the north of New South Wales with their help. But at the lunch, well and truly before the Paralympics, I, announced to the group there how wonderful it would be to see Luke in Tokyo, not understanding you hadn't actually been picked at that point. So thank you for getting picked because it saved my bacon. But where were you, mate, when you found out officially that you were going to Tokyo?
I was at home. I was in Newcastle. I just got home from training and I had a missed phone call from our physio who came over. And then she had left me a message to give her a call. I've got some good news. And then I just gave her a call back and she told me straight away that I made the team and all that. So it was good to hear from her because obviously when I started racing, she was there from day dot as well. So it was good to hear it from her that I made it. So yeah, I was over the moon that I got home from training and heard the good news.
I'm sure. It had been a dream for a long time for the two of you, hadn't it? So everyone in our community were thrilled to hear about it. So let's talk about it then. What was the experience like in Tokyo? Was it what you expected it to be? Jess, I'm going to start with you. You had been to Tokyo before, but I imagine this was obviously a very different experience being within the athlete village. What was that like?
It was a bit overwhelming, but I think what was so exciting about it was, yes, I was part of the basketball team and I had my team around me, but going there, I didn't realize how close-knit the whole Australian Paralympic team was and how supportive, and it was just like a family. So it was so exciting. We're always talking to each other. I'd see Luke in the hallway and we'd say something, or everyone was so encouraging. You'd go out for an event and then you'd come back and you'd have 20 people asking you how you went, or you'd leave and you'd have everybody you walk past, wishing you luck, and everybody was watching each other on the TVs and on the events. So you'd be walking around the funny thing was you'd be walking around the dining hall or where we were, and we had the big flat screen TV in the lounge, and someone would come on and they're, oh, wait, Luke Bailey's on, quick, come in, or who, any other athlete, and we'd all crowd around and watch them, cheer them on. The rugby boys, the rollers, everyone, the goal ball, everything.
Yeah, cool. Great. And did you get a chance just to mix with the other nations, or were you largely within the Australian group?
I did. We had mostly with the Australian group, but every now and then, you go for a walk in the village, and the funny thing was I walked around and I'd just come back from training, and I had my jersey on with Cronje written on the back, and I was walking around and I went past the South African team, and one of the coaches yelled out, "Oi, what's your name?" I'm like, "Jess." And where are you from? Why are you in an Australian jersey? I'm like, because that's who I'm representing. He's like, no, come play with us. Like, you're not supposed to be with them, and so it was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Cronje, Jessica Cronje.
Cronje. Is Cronje a South African name? Is it? Is that the heritage?
It is. Yeah, my dad's South African. Yeah.
Well, they're not having you, Jess. We won't have that at all. So you're absolutely ours. Luke, what about you, mate? Was that your first time to Tokyo?
No, so I went in 2014 when they announced the Paralympics was going to be over there. So it was for a different reason. I went over there for a half marathon. So I'm a sprinter, so it was different to be in a village and then instead of going around the streets and exploring. So, but it was good. Like what Jess said, everyone was so friendly there. So it was welcome. Everyone was like, wish you good luck before you went, and it was like a family, like an athletics family. So it was good. It was a good experience over there.
I'm sure. We just got a message there from Kelly Reid. Congratulations, Luke. Your fan for life, Lockie, loved watching you race. So, of course, Lockie Reid, one of our junior wheelies who comes to our juniors camp up in Newcastle as well as in Sydney as well. And that was the thing, you guys, I hope that you felt that, because back here, our whole community was just glued to the TV and was desperately wanting to see when you guys were rolling and doing your stuff. Could you feel that? Were you getting that sense from back home, Jess, that how many people were behind you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because we had, I don't know if Luke got it, but the Paralympic pen pal emails.
Yeah.
When we were over there, I just got flooded with them. All the school kids and school teachers and friends from home were sending little letters, which is really nice.
Very nice. Hey, and you guys were talking just before we came on air about the box. Did you get a box? Well,
we did.
I mean, let's talk about the box. Now we're here. Luke, tell us about the box, mate. What's this special box and what was in it?
It's a little gift box from Qantas, the 100 years or something. So they gave us like PJs, a colouring in book, pencils, and like a limited edition $2 coin with our mascot on it, and
nice.
Like a toiletry little bag and all that stuff.
You don't have the PJ. You can't whack on the PJs just so we can have a look.
I'll be all right.
All right, mate. That's good. That's good. Now we've got a mystery questioner here. We're going to bring this mystery questioner in, and also we may be getting some appearances from Jess's cats. So we're just going to stay tuned and see whether we might sort of have the cats flying over at some stage. Hopefully, Chris has got a good hold on them. Exactly, Jess. That's right. So can I welcome our first mystery questioner to Rolling Conversations, someone you'll be familiar with, I'm sure, Mrs. Yvonne Talbot. Welcome to Rolling Conversations.
Mrs. T.
Can we hear you?
She's on mute.
Hang on. We'll get you. That's all right. Hang on, I'll try again. Bear with me. We can't hear you at the moment.
I also can't see you.
We'll work on that. I might get David to help you out there. So I'll drop you out there, Mrs. T, and we'll come back to you. So David's going to work with Yvonne to figure out the sound there. But there's our first mystery questioner anyway. So looking forward to, of course, Mrs. Talbot, responsible alongside others with the incredible junior wheelies over many years, of course, you guys. So we'll come back to Mrs. T in a moment. But we've had some wonderful messages there. We had a message there as well from Richard Cronje, who says some of the greatest performances that I've seen in Tokyo and in extremely difficult circumstances. I guess probably the conditions just didn't worry the basketballers. Is that fair, given you were playing an indoor sport?
Yeah, no, we definitely got really lucky. And the weather was pretty good there. We only had, it was towards the end that it started to rain, and we had to go into lockdown because we had a few cases within our team, with the basketball teams. So at the very end, we had to all lock down in our rooms, which was really hard because that's when everybody had finished and all the lights and the music and everybody was cheering around, the village, and then you're just peering out your window going, oh, hi, I'm up here. So, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, cool. And Luke, what about you, mate? Well, condition-wise, obviously you were out in the track, you're out in the elements. Looked hot. You probably avoided the rain towards the end of that week, but you must have been in some pretty sticky conditions.
Yeah, at the first couple of days of training, it was real hot. We all struggled to keep our fluids up together, but other than that, it was good weather. Like, obviously, we did heat chamber before we went over there, so we're all used. The athletics teams were used to the heat, so it was good. But then it started to rain near my competition, so it was a bit disappointing. But thank God it held off before our race. It was good.
So we had Bridie and Tony saying they were glued to the TV and cheering so loudly, and I know a lot of people can relate to that. And we just had a message from Tara Evans saying she also was glued to the TV and watching both of your sports. So who was the coolest person that you both met in the village? It doesn't have to be an Australian, but who was someone interesting that you met through that process? Jess.
Riley Bat.
Okay. Had you not met Riley before?
No, I hadn't. I was... I'd heard a lot about him, watched him compete, and then, I was really excited to meet him.
Yeah, great. How about you, Luke?
I was going to say Riley Bat as well.
Yeah. He's a top bloke, isn't he?
You can't. You've got to say someone else. There you go.
I don't know. Everyone's real nice over there. So, I don't know. Riley Bat was the main one because obviously I've known him for a while. I've met him at one of the wheelchair sports dinners years back. So since I don't know, there's heaps of people who are friendly over there. So can't pick anyone.
Yeah.
Hey, well, one of the coolest people I've met is this person right here. So let's see if we've got Mrs. Yvonne Talbot. Can we hear you, Yvonne? No. We might be better off without the headphones, do you think? Are we able to try that? I hope so. We might just unplug them and have a go. No good, unfortunately. What a shame. Can you guys read lips? I'm no good there, but it looks like Yvonne is giving you a clap, which is what it's all about. So I'm sorry, Yvonne, that we won't be able to have you as part of the conversation, which we would love to have had. But you might be able to jump on quickly and put your question into Facebook, and then we'll have that there. So thanks, Yvonne, for joining us, and we'll look forward to your question. Yes, so sorry about that. We had hoped to have Yvonne there. So Jess, just on the junior wheelies then, did you come to a junior wheelies camp as a younger person? Like what's your exposure to junior wheelies been?
I did. So that's how it all started. I went and I tried all the wheelchair sports, and I did the tennis and the soccer and the bocce and stuff. And then, the basketball. It was funny because when I was doing all the other sports, everything was so exciting, but you couldn't help but, be drawn to watching everybody play basketball. And then as you were going around, you go, come on, let's move on. And when's my turn to be the basketballer? And yeah, it was great. Just, I think we had Evan Bennett started it for us, and we were just learning skills and stuff. And then I used to love it when we'd have an older, more experienced player come and teach us. We had Michael Allprince come one time and just show us his skills and, the level that you can get to when you put the time and effort in. So that meant a lot to me, having the older athletes come and help me develop my skills.
Yeah, that's nice. And Luke, the same for you, mate. Did you come through Yvonne's junior wheelies camp at some stage?
Yeah, I think I've been to 10 camps, I'm pretty sure. I've lost count. I was a little young one. It was my first time coming, so yeah.
Yeah, nice. Well, we've actually got our second mystery questioner just come online. Looks like she's having a champagne too, from what I can see, but we won't talk about that. So I'm hoping the audio is going to work here. Mystery questioner, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go. Here we go. Let's see how this works. G'day, Christy Dawes. Welcome.
Hi, I apologise for being in my flannels and no hair done and on a glass of wine. But, I'm uber relaxed.
We're thrilled to have you in quarantine, of course, and you and Luke are in the same hotel, I think, at the moment.
We are. I don't know what room he's in or floor he's on, but yes. Oh, no, should I tell people I'm at the Mantra, at a Mantra somewhere. I don't know where.
Yeah, I'm at Manchester Suite at Sussex or something. Sussex Street.
Yeah, we're the same one, but it's all good. And this was all the wine, and we just had a mezzy box delivered, and we had an online Zoom concert and wine to us. So it's all been very, very nice. Yes.
Damn. Now, Christy, I'm making sure that you've met Jess before. You guys are known to each other, Jess Cronje, Christy Dawes?
Not sure.
No.
Wow.
I don't think, Jess, we've been formally introduced.
No, we haven't.
Well, I'm pleased you could meet on Rolling Conversation. So we have, I think it's lovely, Christy, because we have two debutantes in Jess and Luke, and of course you as a 7-time Paralympian. So over to you to ask a question to our two debutantes, Jess and Luke.
Well, I have, as we just said, I won't call myself old, but I'm certainly an experienced campaigner. And I have my own feelings on how the morale on these games was. I just wondered how you guys felt the team morale was. And then I'll let you know what I thought. But
Jess,
how did you feel people connected?
Let's get away. I thought it was great. Like, it was my first games, so I was learning on the go. But I was so excited, and she's gone. It was great. Like, everything, we're all a team, a big team. So I loved my experience.
And how did you feel, Luke? Did you feel welcomed and comfortable?
Yeah, I felt welcomed by everyone and comfortable. So it was good. It was, meeting new people was good over there. Yeah.
I have to say, personally, for me, I think it was actually probably the highest morale team that I've ever been on. I think because we all waited 5 years, such a long time for it to happen, but also the fact that usually in other games you've got the dining hall to go to. You can go outside of the village and sightsee in the city, and the sports kind of tend to keep to themselves. But this time, because we were all confined to our village building in our headquarters, there was nowhere else for everybody to go. So everybody had to be together, which in the end was a really beautiful thing. I got to make friends with Curtis McGrath and Dylan Alcott and a whole bunch of other people from other sports that you would never even see because you're all out doing your own thing. So from my point of view, I think you maybe missed out on some things as being a debutante, the sightseeing and the opening and closing ceremonies. But as far as a team morale and connectivity point of view, I think you guys really probably had an awesome experience.
Mm. Christy, you must have watched Luke from a young bloke. So Luke obviously trained by your husband as well, Andrew. But what's your impression of Luke now? You've seen him grow up, really, I guess, as an athlete.
Yeah, and as a young man, from a kid to a gorgeous young man, and very proud. And my husband has coached a lot of people. Andrew Dawes, he's coached Kurt Fernley and Louise Savage. He doesn't often come home and say after a training session, geez, that person could be the best in the world. And I remember one day he came home and said that about Luke, and I thought, God, that's a big call for somebody to say that, because he doesn't say that very often. So Luke had a great start to his games, and he has so much more potential, and I can't wait to see it and ride the ride with you, Luke.
Thank you.
Here. Hey, Jess, I'm imagining the cat stepped on the phone or something. Did they? Is that why we lost you?
Oh, it could be. Just pulled the cord out.
Let's go with that. Hey, and Luke, we got a message from Michael Bailey just asking you to flex, mate, if you wouldn't mind. Just giving us
typical brother. Typical brother.
Thank you, Michael. So yes, look at we're still going. Look at them shoulders, Luke Bailey. So plenty of arm chat going on here. Hey, Christy, did you get the box they're all talking about with the pajamas and the colouring in and all the rest of it?
Look, I haven't asked for anything since I've been in here except for clean towels and sheets, but I've been getting a delivery a day, and a box with the jammies and the craft stuff in it was just awesome. I cannot thank Paralympics Australia enough, and the companies that they're using to really make our time in quarantine the best it can be. So I haven't been bored yet. I entered an origami competition the other night, and very sad that I didn't win, but I did have to write the names on all of my animals just so you could tell what they were, because it was so bad. No, we're being treated very well.
Excellent. Well, we loved watching you, Christy. Thank you for being with us as a guest questioner on Rolling Conversations and asking a question to Jess and Luke. And congratulations. Obviously, you're such a loved member of our community and 7-time Paralympian. We're very proud of you.
Oh, thanks, Mick. And congratulations, guys, on your first campaign. Hopefully you'll get 6 more at least.
Thank you. That's the goal.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's possible, yeah. I can tell you.
Absolutely. Enjoy the wine, Christy. Good to see you. I
will. Thank you very much. Bye, Luke. Bye, Jess.
See you.
Bye.
There you go. So, guys, there you go. So it was wonderful to have Christy Dawes, and I was really interested just in that idea of having alongside you both. And we got a message there from Sarah Stewart saying it was great to see you all in action in Tokyo, Jess, Luke, and Christy, and welcome home. So Sarah, of course, multi-Paralympian and board member, and huge contributor in the women's sports space as well. So we're almost on 5:30, but it's been wonderful to talk to you both. I'm just interested in the future now for you, Luke and Jess. What comes next? And Luke, I'm going to go to you first in terms of your career. You know, you've got one Paralympics under your belt. What are your ambitions and goals for wheelchair track and road from here?
I want to do Commonwealth Games next year so I can tick off all the major competitions. So I've done World Champs, done now Paralympics, and I want to do Commonwealth Games, what'll be next year, and then World Champs back in Tokyo next year as well.
And for those of us who don't know, sort of, I guess the specific events, what do you see as your pet events over time? You know, what are you going to? You're a sprinter. Are you going to stay in the sprints? Is that your specialty?
I don't know. I want to start doing longer distance, like 1500. Probably not marathon yet, but probably 800 to 1500. I probably at my end of my career I'll go to.
Okay. And are you going to give us a look at those arms, or is that not going to happen?
No, not going to happen tonight.
Oh, Luke, give the audience what they want.
That's what I'm saying, Jess.
It's only my brother. He'll be fine.
I mean, it's what the people want, Jess. I'm with you. So Jess, first of all, who's the cat there? And have we only got one cat, or have we got a bunch of cats?
Just one or two. One's here. Samson.
Okay.
Oh, this is
Samson.
Macy.
There we go. G'day, Macy, one of our guests on Rolling Conversations.
Yep.
Jess, what about you? Obviously, as a same question, you've got a Paralympic under your belt now. But what's the goal? What's your ambition for your basketball?
Just to keep. I think I want to go to another one. I feel like, you know, I went there and it was so exciting and I loved all of it, that when I came home, it's like, yep, I want to go to another one. And then so the plan is Paris and then LA and then Brisbane. And then, depends on how I'm going, depends on whether I can go to the next one. So, yeah, I want to get back out there.
Yeah, great.
The next camp is in November for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Are we going to get a look at Chris, your mum there, just to say g'day? Can we? Oh, come on, Chris. Say hello. Give us a wave. Just a hand. Here we go. G'day, Chris. Nice to see you. Welcome to Rolling Conversations. Luke and Jess, you've given us such a thrill. Everyone in the community was so pleased to see you in the green and gold. I can say that everyone I spoke to, as well as watching the extraordinary performances of people like obviously Madison and others, we were just so glued to the TV when you guys and the other debutants came on, because as Christy said earlier, we've seen you grow up in this community and you're so loved. So congratulations on wearing the green and gold, as you both just said many, many more times. But thank you for being a part of Rolling Conversations. Do you need anything? Do we need anything sent to your rooms or anything? Just let us know finally before you go.
No, I leave on Friday, so I'm all good.
All right. Well, if you need any wine, just go and knock on Christy's door or get someone to do that. But thanks, guys. Congratulations on being Paralympians, and thank you for being part of Rolling Conversations.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Great to see you both. All right, folks. Well, we're done for tonight, but thank you everyone that was watching on, and we look forward to seeing you next Tuesday for Rolling Conversations next week. See you later, everyone.
See you later, everyone.